Have you ever noticed that climbing stairs feels a little harder than it used to? Or that standing up from a chair now takes just a little more effort? You eat well, you stay active, you're doing everything right. And yet, your legs feel weaker, your steps feel heavier. What if I told you it might not be what you're missing, but something you're eating every day without realizing the damage it's causing? Today, I'm going to share with you the surprising truth about 7 common fruits most seniors trust, that could be quietly hurting your leg strength and mobility. In today's video, we're going to uncover the 7 fruits that many seniors eat every week. Fruits that seem healthy, but may actually be weakening your legs, inflaming your joints, and quietly stealing your strength. But don't worry. This isn't about fear or giving up everything you love. It's about understanding which fruits to limit and discovering better, smarter choices that can help you stay strong, mobile, and pain-free for years to come. Stick with me, because just a few small adjustments could make all the difference in how you move, how you feel, and how much freedom you enjoy every single day. Now, aging is a natural journey, and yes, some changes are expected. But what if I told you that not all of the weakness, the stiffness, the joint pain you're feeling is simply normal aging? You see, as we get older, our bodies become more sensitive to sugar, to acid, and to inflammation. Foods that once fueled our energy and supported our muscles in our younger years can now quietly work against us, especially when it comes to maintaining strong legs and easy mobility. What's even trickier is that some of these foods are fruits we've been told are healthy our entire lives. We trust them, we enjoy them, and yet, for seniors over 60, certain fruits can spike blood sugar, trigger joint inflammation, and slowly erode the strength we need to stay independent. The problem isn't just that they're sweet, it's how aging bodies handle those sugars and acids differently. Over time, what seems like harmless habits, reaching for that orange juice, snacking on some grapes, blending up a tropical smoothie, can quietly chip away at the foundation of our leg strength and stability. And the effects often show up subtly. Heavier steps, slower walks, aching calves, stiff knees after sitting. It doesn't happen all at once. It creeps up, until one day climbing stairs feels like scaling a mountain, and long walks feel out of reach. Today, we're going to shine a light on these hidden troublemakers, the 7 fruits you need to know about if you want to protect your leg strength, preserve your mobility, and continue enjoying the freedom you deserve. First, let's talk about pineapple, the hidden acid trap. I remember one of my patients, Mary, a vibrant woman in her 70s who loved starting her mornings with a fresh bowl of fruit. Pineapple was always her favorite, sweet, tropical, and refreshing. But over time, Mary noticed something unsettling. Her knees felt stiffer, her legs heavier, and even short walks around her garden left her achy. She couldn't understand why, especially since she believed she was eating so healthily. Pineapple has long been praised for its natural anti-inflammatory enzyme called bromelain, and it does offer some benefits. But here's the hidden problem, especially for seniors. Pineapple is also packed with natural sugars and strong acids. As we age, our blood vessels become more delicate, and high spikes in blood sugar, even from natural sources, can weaken circulation to the legs. Plus, the acidic nature of pineapple can silently irritate already inflamed joints, fueling that burning sensation in the knees, hips, and ankles. Even if you're eating just a few slices, the sugar and acid can slowly erode your mobility without you even realizing it. The damage doesn't scream loudly at first. It builds gradually until you find yourself slowing down, feeling heavier, and moving less freely. If you love pineapple, you don't have to give it up completely. Just enjoy it mindfully. Stick to a small portion, about 1/2 cup, and pair it with a handful of almonds or a slice of avocado. The healthy fats help slow the absorption of sugar and cushion your body against sudden blood sugar spikes. Here's a tip from me. If you notice more swelling or stiffness after eating pineapple, it might be time to swap it for a lower acid fruit like berries, which are much kinder to aging joints. Now, if pineapple, a fruit celebrated for its health benefits, can have these hidden downsides, what about the next one? Let's move on to another sweet favorite that might be silently stealing your leg strength: bananas. Second, let's talk about bananas, the muscle imposter. One of my longtime patients, Frank, once told me he ate a banana every morning, believing it was the perfect way to fuel his muscles and keep cramps at bay. He was shocked when, despite his healthy habits, he began feeling heavier legs and noticed it was getting harder to climb stairs without stopping to catch his breath. Bananas have a great reputation for providing potassium, which is important for muscle function. One medium banana offers about 422 milligrams of potassium. However, bananas also come packed with natural sugars and quick-digesting carbohydrates. For seniors, this combination can lead to rapid blood sugar spikes, followed by insulin resistance over time. When blood sugar rises and falls sharply, it creates a cycle of inflammation, swelling, and muscle fatigue, especially in the legs. Instead of strengthening his legs, Frank's daily banana habit was quietly contributing to the soreness and heaviness he felt after simple activities. If you enjoy bananas, moderation is key. Stick to half a banana at a time, paired with a protein source like a tablespoon of peanut butter or a handful of walnuts. This pairing slows sugar absorption, keeping your blood sugar more stable and protecting your joints. Here's a tip from me. If you experience swelling in your feet, ankles, or calves after eating a banana, it might be time to swap it out for berries or a small pear. Fruits that are gentler on blood sugar and still full of nutrients. Now, if a fruit as beloved as bananas can quietly weaken your mobility, imagine what could happen with another favorite that seems innocent but hides an even bigger inflammatory secret. Let's move on to our third fruit, grapes. Third, let's take a closer look at grapes, the tiny fruit with a big hidden problem. One of my patients, Linda, loved snacking on grapes throughout the day. She kept a bowl of them on her kitchen counter, thinking they were the perfect healthy treat. But over time, Linda started noticing unusual stiffness in her knees and ankles, and even short walks left her calves feeling tight and sore. She couldn't understand why, since she wasn't eating candy or processed sweets. Grapes, despite their small size, pack a serious punch when it comes to natural sugars, particularly fructose. A 1-cup serving of grapes contains about 23 grams of sugar. For seniors, this matters. High fructose levels can rapidly spike blood sugar and lead to an increase in uric acid production. When uric acid builds up in the joints, it can cause inflammation, swelling, and that nagging, burning pain, especially in the toes, ankles, and knees. Even worse, because grapes are so easy to snack on, it's common to overeat them without realizing it. A handful becomes 2 or 3, and suddenly you've consumed more sugar than a candy bar, all while thinking you're making a healthy choice. If you enjoy grapes, portion control is key. Stick to a small handful, about 1/2 cup, and try pairing them with a protein or a small piece of cheese to slow down the sugar absorption and minimize spikes. Here's a tip from me. If you frequently feel achy joints or experience swelling in your lower legs after eating grapes, consider swapping them for lower sugar fruits like blackberries or raspberries. your joints, and your circulation will thank you. Now, if something as innocent as a handful of grapes can quietly hurt your joints and mobility, just imagine what happens with a fruit that's even sweeter and trickier. Let's move on to our fourth fruit, watermelon. Fourth, let's turn our attention to watermelon, the sweet fruit that acts like a false hydrator. I once had a patient, Harold, who believed he was doing everything right. Every afternoon, he'd enjoy 2 or 3 thick slices of watermelon, thinking it was the perfect way to stay hydrated without adding extra calories. But over time, Harold noticed his ankles swelling, his legs feeling unusually heavy, and walking around the block becoming more of a chore than a pleasure. Watermelon certainly feels refreshing, especially on a hot day. It's over 90% water after all. But here's the hidden problem. Watermelon also has a very high glycemic index. A typical 2-cup serving contains about 22 grams of sugar, and that sugar hits your bloodstream fast. For seniors, rapid blood sugar spikes can be dangerous. They trigger inflammation, damage circulation, and contribute to swelling in the legs, ankles, and knees. The result? You feel more sluggish, experience more stiffness, and have less energy to move freely. If you enjoy watermelon, it's important to keep your portions modest. Limit yourself to 1 cup at a time and pair it with a small handful of nuts or seeds to help balance the sugar. Here's a tip from me. If you notice tightness in your calves or swelling in your ankles after eating watermelon, it might be better to swap it for lower glycemic fruits like strawberries or blueberries, which offer hydration benefits without spiking your blood sugar. Now, if a fruit as seemingly harmless as watermelon can create such hidden struggles for your legs, just imagine what happens with another fifth. Let's talk about oranges, the silent acid attacker on your joints. I had a patient named Susan who swore by her daily glass of fresh orange juice. She believed it was the healthiest way to start her mornings, loaded with vitamin C and natural goodness. But over time, Susan started feeling more stiffness in her hips, tightness in her knees, and a deep, lingering ache in her ankles that seemed to worsen after breakfast. Oranges are packed with vitamin C, which is essential for immune health and collagen production. But here's the hidden danger for seniors. Oranges are also very high in citric acid and natural sugars. As we age, our joints and connective tissues become more sensitive. That excess acid can irritate joint linings, leading to increased inflammation, stiffness, and discomfort, especially in areas already weakened by arthritis or circulation issues. On top of that, the sugar in orange juice can cause blood sugar spikes, further fueling inflammation. A single 8-ounce glass of orange juice contains about 21 grams of sugar, nearly as much as some sodas, and the liquid form enters the bloodstream even faster than eating the whole fruit. If you enjoy oranges, the key is moderation. Instead of drinking juice, try eating a small orange, about 4 to 5 ounces, along with a handful of nuts to buffer the sugar impact and reduce acidity. Here's a tip from me. If you notice morning stiffness or persistent swelling after consuming oranges or orange juice, consider swapping them for fruits lower in acid, like pears or a few blueberries, which are much gentler on aging joints. Now, if even a fruit as iconic as an orange can silently attack your joints, just wait until you hear about the next one. A crisp, green favorite that looks innocent but hides its own dangers. Let's move on to green apples. Sixth, let's take a closer look at green apples, the hidden mix of acid and sugar that can quietly trouble your joints. A patient of mine, Walter, always thought he was making the smartest choice by reaching for a crisp green apple in the afternoon instead of a candy bar. It seemed like a healthy swap, low in calories, refreshing, and natural. But over time, Walter noticed an odd stiffness in his knees and a nagging soreness in his hips, especially after long periods of walking. Green apples are often praised for being lower in sugar compared to red varieties, and they do provide a good amount of fiber and vitamin C. However, they also contain a notable amount of malic acid, the compound responsible for their tartness. In aging bodies, high levels of acid can irritate delicate joint tissues, leading to subtle but persistent inflammation. And while green apples might not taste overly sweet, one medium apple still contains about 19 grams of natural sugar. For seniors with slower metabolisms, even natural sugars can cause blood sugar spikes, fueling inflammation that targets the joints and muscles, often without immediate warning. If you enjoy green apples, moderation and paring are key. Slice a small apple, about 5 ounces, and enjoy it alongside a protein like a slice of cheese or a handful of almonds. This helps buffer the acid impact and slows sugar absorption, protecting your joints and muscles. Here's a tip from me. If you often feel morning stiffness or nighttime cramping in your legs, it might be worth rotating your snacks. Adding more low-acid, low-sugar options like a small handful of blueberries or a slice of avocado. Now, if even crisp, wholesome-looking green apples can quietly work against your joints, just imagine the risks hidden inside a fruit that's even sweeter, softer, and often eaten in large amounts. Let's move on to our final fruit, mangoes. Seventh, let's talk about mangoes. The sweetest danger hiding in plain sight. I'll never forget one of my patients, Elaine, who adored mangoes. She looked forward to them every summer, slicing up big bowls and enjoying them with breakfast or as a midday treat. Yet over time, she started noticing that her feet would swell by evening, and her legs felt increasingly heavy after even short walks. She never suspected her beloved mangoes could be playing a role. Mangoes are rich in vitamins A and C and contain important antioxidants, but they're also one of the highest sugar fruits you can eat. One medium-sized mango packs around 45 grams of natural sugar, almost double the sugar content of a can of soda. For seniors, consuming this much sugar at once can rapidly spike blood sugar levels, triggering a cascade of inflammation throughout the joints, muscles, and soft tissues. High sugar intake stresses your circulation and leads to swelling, stiffness, and pain in the legs, often worsening mobility before you even realize what's happening. And because mango tastes so light and refreshing, it's easy to overeat without feeling heavy right away, making the hidden damage even harder to detect. If you love mango, moderation is essential. Stick to a small serving, about 1/2 cup of diced mango, and pair it with a handful of unsalted nuts or plain Greek yogurt to slow the sugar impact and give your body the protein it needs for balance. Here's a tip from me. If you notice tingling in your feet or heaviness in your legs after indulging in mangoes, it might be time to reserve them for special occasions rather than everyday snacks. Now that we've uncovered the 7 fruits that can quietly undermine your strength and mobility, it's time to focus on the good news, the fruits you should be eating to support healthier, stronger legs. Let's move into the solutions next. Before we move forward, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned together. First, we started with pineapple. That sweet, tropical favorite might seem harmless, even healthy, but its powerful acids and sugars can quietly trigger inflammation and swelling in aging joints, weakening circulation and leaving your legs feeling heavier with each passing day. Second, we looked at bananas, the supposed champion of muscle health. Yet for seniors, the quick sugars in bananas can spike blood sugar, inflame tissues, and lead to that dull soreness in the legs and calves, slowly eroding mobility over time. Third, we uncovered the secret behind grapes. Those tiny, innocent-looking fruits. Their high fructose content can quietly raise uric acid levels, promoting joint pain, swelling, and stiffness that sneak up without warning and make even simple walks feel like a challenge. Fourth, we discussed watermelon, the ultimate symbol of hydration. And yet, its sky-high glycemic index can send blood sugar soaring, placing extra strain on blood vessels and worsening the swelling and heaviness many seniors already struggle with. Fifth, we talked about oranges, beloved for their vitamin C, but hiding a double-edged sword. Their acidity, combined with fast-acting sugars, can quietly inflame sensitive joints and turn that morning juice into an unexpected cause of hip and knee stiffness. Sixth, we explored green apples, often praised for their tart flavor and lower sugar. But that sharp malic acid can aggravate already delicate tissues, while hidden sugars quietly stir up inflammation, cramping, and morning stiffness in the legs. Seventh, we revealed the truth about mangoes, the sweetest danger of all. Their rich sugar content may delight the taste buds, but can quietly flood the bloodstream with sugar, triggering inflammation that slowly chips away at strength, balance, and freedom of movement. Each of these fruits carries a reputation for health. And yet, for seniors, they can become silent saboteurs. Not because they're inherently bad, but because aging bodies process sugars and acids differently. What once nourished can now, without warning, begin to work against you. And here's the most important thing. This isn't about giving up or feeling guilty. It's about awareness. It's about making informed choices. Choices that honor the body you have today and the mobility and independence you want for the future. The good news? You have more power than you realize. With a few simple adjustments, you can protect your joints, rebuild your strength, and continue doing all the things you love. In the next part of this journey, we'll focus on the solution, the fruits that actually help fight inflammation, support healthy circulation, and strengthen your legs naturally. Stay with me. You're about to discover how delicious real healing can be. As we close today's discussion, I want to leave you with something very important. Your body is capable of incredible resilience, no matter your age. Recognizing the hidden challenges, like certain fruits that quietly chip away at your strength, is not about fear or restriction. It's about empowerment. It's about giving yourself the best chance to stay active, independent, and free to live the life you love. Making smart choices doesn't mean you have to give up all your favorites. It simply means being more mindful. Choosing fruits that nourish rather than inflame, that support rather than stress, can make a profound difference over time. Imagine waking up with stronger legs, lighter steps, and greater confidence in every move you make. Imagine feeling more freedom, not just today, but for all the years ahead. That future is possible, and it starts with small, simple steps, like the ones we talked about today. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to give it a thumbs up. It truly helps us reach more seniors who are on the same journey to better health. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Smart Seniors so you never miss out on tips that can strengthen your body, sharpen your mind, and uplift your spirit. I'd also love to hear from you. Was there a fruit today that surprised you? Or maybe one that you're ready to swap out for a better alternative? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else to make a powerful change too. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Stay strong, stay smart, and remember, your best years are still ahead. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.